What if I told you that right now you are carrying a heavy bag and you don't even realize it? Not stones of rock, but stones of regret, anger, and shattered dreams. Most people spend their entire lives gathering these weights until the day they can no longer walk. This is the story of Aaron, the man who collected stones until the stones began to collect him. There was once a man named Aaron who carried within him a peculiar habit. He believed that every event in life, whether a careless remark or a jealous glance, had to be preserved as a permanent record. To Aaron, life did not simply pass by, it solidified into tangible objects. Whenever something happened, good or bad, Aaron would bend down, pick up a small stone, and place it into the leather bag on his back. He carefully chose the hardest, sharpest stones, as if each one were a fossil marking a moment in time. When someone insulted him, he picked up a stone to give shape to the pain. When he envied another's success, he picked up a stone to preserve the sense of lack. When he recalled old resentments, he picked up a stone to lock the past in place. At first, the stones seemed harmless. They were small fragments, tiny pieces that fit neatly in the palm of his hand. Aaron kept collecting them, believing he was building a valuable treasury of experiences and emotions. But as the years passed, without him noticing, his bag grew heavier. The sharp stones began to press against his back, and their weight dragged his shoulders down. His once light steps became burdensome, and his once gentle breath grew labored. Aaron could not understand why life had become so exhausting. He kept walking, collecting new stones, unaware that the treasure he had so carefully gathered was turning into invisible chains, draining him along the very path he had chosen. One evening at sunset, as golden light stained the ancient temples along the trail, Aaron collapsed beneath an old Bodhi tree. Sweat soaked his body, his breath broken and uneven. The bag on his back no longer felt like stones. It felt like a mountain crushing his bones. At that moment, a wandering monk passed by. Seeing Aaron's bent posture and a face deeply marked by exhaustion, the monk gently asked, "Sir, why do you burden yourself by carrying these heavy stones everywhere?" Aaron looked up, his eyes dull with fatigue, yet still clinging to the bag as if it were a treasure. In a hoarse voice, he whispered, "You don't understand. These are not ordinary stones. They are everything I have. Each one is an event, a pain, a moment when I was treated unfairly, something I cannot let fade away. I carry them to remind myself of what I've been through, so I will never forget those wounds." The monk gazed at him with compassion and motioned for him to set the bag down. When the bag was opened, Aaron was shocked to see not just a few stones, but hundreds of sharp fragments piled together, dark and cold. The monk picked up one stone and asked, "Where is this from?" "From the day I was betrayed," Aaron replied. The monk picked up another. "And this one?" Aaron lowered his head. "From when I envied an old friend's success." The monk nodded gently. "You are not carrying stones. You are carrying emotions you refuse to let go of. You keep them as a treasure, but in truth they are chains binding your soul to the past." To help Aaron truly understand, the monk led him to a fast-flowing stream nearby. He placed a small stone in Aaron's hand and said, "Throw this into the water." Aaron obeyed. The stone sank and disappeared beneath the cool current. "Now retrieve it," the monk said. Aaron shook his head. "I can't. It's gone." "That is your past," the monk said calmly. "It has long flowed away. Yet you keep retrieving it from memory and placing it back into your bag to carry every day." Then the monk handed him a second stone. "Now throw this into tomorrow." Aaron frowned. "That's impossible. Tomorrow hasn't come yet. How can I throw something into a place that doesn't exist?" The monk smiled. "Exactly. And yet this is how you have been living, trying to hold on to what has already passed, while attempting to control what has not yet arrived through worry. That is why your bag grows heavier with every step." Aaron looked down. For the first time, he realized how tense his shoulders had become. "What should I do with my regrets?" he asked softly. The monk picked up a leaf drifting along the stream. "Learn from them." Then he released the leaf into the flowing water. "But do not cling to them. Wisdom is light. Only attachment becomes heavy." At that moment, Aaron looked again at his bag of stones, the thing he once called proof of reality. He realized he had spent his entire life collecting fragments, forgetting to fully live within the flow of the present. Silently, Aaron lifted the bag and turned it upside down, pouring everything into the stream, letting the stones collide and sink into the sand below. For the first time in many years, his shoulders felt light. He was no longer a man carrying the weight of his past, but simply a traveler, free at ease, and carried by the wind through the vast forest. Before you leave this story, ask yourself one simple question. How many stones are you still carrying? Stones from yesterday that should have been left behind long ago. Stones from tomorrow that hasn't even happened yet. Maybe today is the day you finally put one down. And if stories like this help you see the world a little more clearly, then walk this journey with us. Subscribe, and let's keep searching for lighter paths together. Thank you for watching The Man Who Collected Stones.